People talk about apple cider vinegar like it's a miracle in a bottle. They take a random sip, make a face, and then wonder why nothing changes. No energy boost, no fat loss, no improvement in digestion. And then they say it doesn't work. But the truth is, it's not about the vinegar. It's about how you use it, when you use it, and whether your body is even ready to receive it. Your body's not a trash can. You can't just throw something powerful into it and expect magic. Your body is intelligent. It responds to signals. Apple cider vinegar is a signal. Used the right way, it tells your body to wake up, to regulate blood sugar, to improve digestion, to burn fat more efficiently. Used the wrong way, it's just another sour drink irritating your stomach. The first mistake most people make is timing. They take apple cider vinegar after a heavy meal and expect it to undo the damage. That's not how physiology works. The best time is before food ever touches your stomach. When you take it 15 to 20 minutes before a meal, you're preparing your digestive system. You're increasing stomach acid. You're telling your pancreas to get ready. You're helping your body control the blood sugar spike that's about to happen. That one small shift in timing changes everything. The second mistake is concentration. More is not better. Burning your throat and stomach doesn't mean it's working. It means you're stressing your system. 1 tablespoon is enough. Always diluted. Water is not optional. Undiluted vinegar can damage tooth enamel, irritate the esophagus, and inflame the stomach lining. When your gut is inflamed, nothing works properly. The goal is healing, not punishment. Now let's talk about consistency. Apple cider vinegar is not a drug. It doesn't work overnight. It works by gently nudging your metabolism day after day. People try it for 3 days, don't feel anything dramatic, and quit. Meanwhile, the body is still adjusting. Insulin sensitivity improves slowly. Gut bacteria shift gradually. Fat-burning enzymes don't flip on like a switch. They respond to repeated signals. Consistency is where the results lie. Another critical point most people ignore is quality. If the vinegar is clear, lifeless, and stripped, you're missing the benefits. You want raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the cloudy substance at the bottom. That mother is full of enzymes and beneficial compounds. Shake the bottle. That cloudiness is what communicates with your body. Without it, you're drinking flavored acid. But even with perfect timing, perfect dosage, and perfect quality, there's something else. Your lifestyle either supports the vinegar or cancels it out. If you're constantly eating sugar, refined carbs, and processed foods, apple cider vinegar is fighting an uphill battle. It helps regulate blood sugar, but it cannot outwork a bad diet. Think of it as a tool, not a rescue mission. One of the most powerful benefits people miss is appetite control. When used correctly, apple cider vinegar helps stabilize hunger hormones. You don't explain it, you feel it, cravings quiet down, portions naturally shrink. Not because you're forcing discipline, but because your blood sugar isn't swinging wildly anymore. This is why some people lose weight with it and others don't. The ones who succeed let the body lead instead of fighting it. Pay attention to your body's response. If you feel burning, nausea, or discomfort, that's feedback. Reduce the amount. Drink it slower. Make sure your stomach isn't already irritated. Health is not about suffering. It's about alignment. And don't overlook hydration. Apple cider vinegar works better in a well-hydrated body. Water helps transport nutrients, regulate acid balance, and support detox pathways. Dehydration makes everything harder, including digestion and fat loss. This isn't about hype. It's about understanding how the body works and respecting it. Small habits, done correctly, compound into powerful results. Apple cider vinegar isn't magic, but when you use it the right way, it reminds your body of something. It already knows how to heal, balance, and function at a higher level. The difference between people who say it works and people who say it doesn't usually comes down to one thing. One group uses it with intention, the other uses it with hope. Intention changes behavior. Hope without action changes nothing. Most people think apple cider vinegar fails because it's weak or overrated, but in reality it fails because it's almost always used incorrectly. The body responds to signals, not shortcuts, and apple cider vinegar is meant to act as a gentle metabolic signal, not a shock to the system. When you understand timing, dosage, and quality, everything changes because now you're working with your physiology instead of against it. Timing is where the real power begins. Taking apple cider vinegar before meals is not a suggestion, it's a strategy. When you consume it 15 to 20 minutes before eating, you are preparing your digestive system for what's coming. You stimulate stomach acid production, which improves protein breakdown and nutrient absorption. You also prime insulin response, helping the body manage incoming carbohydrates more efficiently. When people take it after a heavy meal, the digestive process is already chaotic, blood sugar is already rising, and the opportunity to guide the response has been missed, dosage is just as important. And this is where people go wrong by assuming more equals better. 1 tablespoon is enough to create a physiological response. Anything beyond it doesn't speed up results. It increases irritation. Apple cider 6. Vinegar is acidic by nature, and when taken in excess, it can inflame the stomach lining, weaken tooth enamel, and create discomfort that actually slows digestion. Dilution is non-negotiable. Water protects sensitive tissues while allowing the vinegar to do its job. The goal is communication with the body, not aggression toward it. Quality determines whether you're getting a living substance or a dead one. Clear, overly processed apple cider vinegar lacks the compounds that make it effective. Raw, unfiltered vinegar contains enzymes, organic acids, and beneficial components that interact with the gut and metabolic pathways. The cloudy material, often dismissed as sediment, is actually the most valuable part. Shaking the bottle activates what you want your body to recognize and respond. 2. Consistency turns a single action into a biological adaptation. Apple cider vinegar is not designed for instant results because the body doesn't change instantly. When used daily, the digestive system begins to respond more efficiently. Blood sugar spikes become less dramatic. Energy levels stabilize. Appetite signals become clearer. Skipping days or using it randomly sends mixed messages, and the body ignores mixed messages. Using apple cider vinegar correctly also means respecting your current state of health. A sensitive stomach, chronic inflammation, or existing digestive stress requires a gentler approach. Starting with smaller amounts and observing how the body reacts is not weakness. T is intelligence. Health tools should support healing, not create new problems, even the best timing. Dosage and quality can be undermined if the rest of the diet works against it. Apple cider vinegar supports metabolic balance, but it cannot override constant sugar intake or highly processed foods. When combined with whole foods and mindful eating, its effects become noticeable and sustainable. The body thrives on patterns, and when those patterns align, small inputs create meaningful outcomes. Understanding how to use apple cider vinegar properly shifts it from a trend into a tool, becomes part of a system that supports digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and communicates calm, controlled signals to the body rather than stress. When used this way, the results feel natural, not forced, and the body responds with efficiency instead of resistance. Consistency and lifestyle alignment are what separate people who see real results from those who give up after a few days. Apple cider vinegar is not a one-time fix or a magic bullet. It works by sending repeated, gentle signals to your body, and these signals only translate into results when they are reinforced over time. Your metabolism, appetite regulation, and blood sugar control are systems that respond slowly and methodically, not instantly. That's why taking vinegar sporadically or only when you feel like it produces no meaningful change. It's the daily, intentional use that begins to shift how your body handles food, energy, and fat storage. When used consistently, apple cider vinegar helps regulate blood sugar spikes that occur after meals. Every time you use it correctly before a meal, your body receives a cue to prepare for digestion. This repeated cue trains your pancreas and liver to respond more efficiently. Insulin, the hormone that manages blood sugar, becomes more sensitive. Over time, your energy levels stabilize, cravings diminish, and the cycles of spikes and crashes that led to overeating are reduced. This is not a dramatic overnight transformation, but a gradual, noticeable change that builds momentum. The difference between someone who experiences results and someone who doesn't often comes down to whether they are consistent enough to allow this adaptation to happen. Lifestyle alignment plays an equally crucial role. Apple cider vinegar cannot counteract a poor diet, lack of sleep, chronic stress, or dehydration. If you rely on it while consuming excessive sugar, refined carbohydrates, or processed foods, it is fighting an uphill battle. The body is intelligent, it adapts to patterns. And if those patterns are unhealthy, the signals from the vinegar are ignored or diminished. On the other hand, when used alongside a diet rich in vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and whole grains, the benefits multiply. The vinegar becomes a tool that amplifies your body's natural responses rather than a band-aid over ongoing damage. Hydration is another overlooked aspect of lifestyle alignment. Water is essential for metabolic processes, nutrient transport, and maintaining acid-base balance. When you take apple cider vinegar without proper hydration, its effectiveness is reduced. The body struggles to process the acids efficiently, and the digestive system can become irritated. Consistency in both water intake and vinegar use ensures that your digestive system remains primed to respond positively, allowing the metabolic and appetite regulating benefits to fully manifest. Consistency also builds a psychological layer of benefit. When you commit to using apple cider vinegar as a daily practice, you begin to notice patterns in your appetite, energy levels, and digestion. These insights allow you to make subtle adjustments in your diet and habits. You learn to recognize the signals of your body before they turn into cravings, fatigue, or bloating. This feedback loop is part of the reason why people who persist with vinegar, you see results. They are not only providing consistent biochemical signals to their body, but also developing self-awareness that reinforce positive change. The principle of compounding applies here. Just as small financial investments grow exponentially over time, small, consistent actions in your daily routine compound into meaningful health outcomes. Each properly timed dose of apple cider vinegar is a micro step that contributes to a larger transformation. Skipping days, taking random doses, or using it only when convenient and true. PTS, the compounding effect, leaving results minimal or non-existent. It's the unwavering repetition that allows your body to reorganize, recalibrate, and ultimately function more efficiently. Lifestyle alignment also extends to stress management and sleep. Chronic stress disrupts blood sugar regulation and digestive efficiency. Poor sleep interferes with hormone balance, appetite control, and energy utilization. Even the most perfectly timed apple cider vinegar routine will be less effective if these pillars are neglected. Consistency in vinegar use works best when it is part of a holistic approach that respects the natural rhythms and needs of your body. In essence, apple cider vinegar is a tool of subtle influence, not a blunt instrument. Its power grows with repeated, intentional use, and its benefits are magnified when your lifestyle supports rather than sabotages its effects. The combination of daily practice and alignment with diet, hydration, stress management, and sleep allows your body to fully utilize the signals, leading to stabilized blood sugar, controlled appetite, enhanced digestion, and gradual, sustainable fat loss. Those who succeed are not relying on luck, they are leveraging consistency and alignment to turn a simple habit into a powerful, cumulative force for change. Listening to your body is one of the most underestimated aspects of using apple cider vinegar effectively. Most people treat it like a supplement to be taken blindly without paying attention to the subtle feedback their body provides. Yet, your body is constantly communicating with you, signaling what works and what doesn't. When you begin to tune into these messages, the benefits of apple cider vinegar become not only more noticeable, but also more sustainable. It's not about forcing results, it's about creating an environment where your body can respond naturally and efficiently. One of the clearest signals comes from digestion. When apple cider vinegar is used correctly diluted in the right amount, and before meals, it supports the digestive process. People often experience a sense of lightness after meals, reduced bloating, and fewer instances of acid reflux. These are indicators that your digestive system is receiving the proper cues to produce enzymes and stomach acid at the right time. On the other hand, burning, nausea, or discomfort are not signs of strength or effectiveness. They are feedback that your dosage or timing is off, or that your stomach is already irritated. Respecting these signals allows you to adjust the amount or concentration, ensuring the vinegar works in harmony with your physiology. Instead of creating stress, apple cider vinegar also communicates with your body through appetite regulation. When blood sugar levels are stabilized and digestion is optimized, hunger hormones like ghrelin and leptin begin to balance out. You start to notice cravings diminish naturally. Portions shrink without conscious effort. You don't feel the constant need to snack or overeat because your body is receiving consistent, accurate signals about energy intake. This is a critical point. People who succeed with apple cider vinegar aren't fighting against hunger. They're aligning their eating behavior with the signals their body is sending. Ignoring these internal cues leads to frustration, failure, and the false belief that the vinegar is ineffective. Energy levels provide another form of feedback. Mismanaged blood sugar spikes and crashes leave people feeling sluggish, irritable, or lethargic. Correct use of apple cider vinegar helps smooth these fluctuations, and the difference becomes noticeable within days to weeks. You may find that the mid-afternoon slump is less pronounced, that your focus remains sharper, and that your workouts feel more efficient. Paying attention to these subtle shifts, reinforces the practice, and motivates C. Continued use. Your body is effectively telling you this works. Keep doing it. Hydration and oral health are also part of the conversation. Apple cider vinegar is acidic, and your body signals when it needs protection. If you notice a scratchy throat, tooth sensitivity, or mild stomach irritation, these are not normal side effects. They are feedback. Simple adjustments like diluting more thoroughly, drinking through a straw, or increasing water intake can remove these issues. Listening to your body ensures that the vinegar supports health rather than creating new problems. Those who ignore these signs often give up, thinking the product is ineffective or harmful when the real issue was misalignment with their body's needs. Another subtle but important signal comes from sleep and stress patterns. Stable blood sugar and improved digestion influence hormone regulation, which in turn affects energy and sleep quality. When you pay attention to how your body feels at night and how rested you wake up, you can see the ripple effects of apple cider vinegar in action. Feeling calmer, sleeping more soundly, and waking with sustained energy are confirmation that your body is responding positively to the signals you've provided. The overarching principle is that your body knows what it needs. Apple cider vinegar works best when you treat it as a partner, not a shortcut. It provides signals and your body provides feedback. This dynamic interaction allows the effects appetite control, blood sugar stabilization, digestion support, and energy regulation to manifest naturally. Success comes not from forcing results, but from cultivating awareness, responding to feedback, and making small adjustments that reinforce the positive patterns your body is creating. The more attentively you listen, the more powerful the outcomes become. When you put it all together, the right timing, proper dosage, high quality vinegar, consistent use, lifestyle alignment, and most importantly, listen to your body, you unlock the true power of apple cider vinegar. It stops being just a trend or a gimmick and becomes a tool that works in harmony with your physiology. Small, intentional actions compound over time, stabilizing blood sugar, improving digestion, regulating appetite, and boosting energy. Every step, from taking it before meals to respecting your body's signals, is a signal of consistency, patience, and self-awareness. The results are not forced. They emerge naturally as your body responds to the care, attention, and alignment you provide. Success with apple cider vinegar is not about hoping for instant miracles. It's about creating the right environment, giving your body the tools it needs, and allowing small repeat actions to produce lasting change. When you use it wisely, it doesn't just support your health, it transforms the way your body communicates with you, empowering you to make choices that reinforce balance and vitality every single day. Start today, use it the right way, and let your body guide you toward the results you've been seeking.